Onions are commonly chopped and used as an ingredient in various hearty warm dishes, and may also be used as a main ingredient in their own right, for example in French onion soup, creamed onions, and onion chutney. They are versatile and can be baked, boiled, braised, grilled, fried, roasted, sautéed, or eaten raw in salads. Their layered nature makes them easy to hollow out once cooked, facilitating stuffing them, as in Turkish soğan dolma. Onions pickled in vinegar or eaten as a snack around the world, and as a side serving in pubs and fish and chip shops throughout the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. They are part of a traditional British pub's ploughman's lunch, usually served with crusty bread, English cheese, and ale. Similar to garlic, onions can show an additional color, pink-red, after cutting, an effect caused by reactions of amino acids with sulfur compounds. Onion oil is authorized for use in the European Union and United Kingdom for use as a pesticide against carrot fly in umbelliferous crops, carrots, parsnips, parsley, celery, celeriac. Onions also contain one of the natural oils sometimes used in hair oil. Onions have particularly large cells that are readily observed under low magnification. Forming a single layer of cells, the bulb epidermis is easy to separate for educational, experimental, and breeding purposes. Onions are therefore commonly used in science education to teach the use of a microscope for observing cell structure. Onions are toxic to dogs, cats, guinea pigs, and many other animals. Onion skins can be boiled to make an orange-brown dye. Onions contain quercetin, a plant pigment which has antioxidant properties in vitro. The results of a Japanese study suggest that onions help in reducing oxidative stress caused by diabetes. Another study conducted in China concluded that onion juice reduces oxidative stress and can be recommended to patients dealing with bone problems like osteoporosis. While the large, mature onion bulb is most often eaten, onions can be eaten at immature stages. Young plants may be harvested before bulbing occurs and used whole as spring onions or scallions. When an onion is harvested after bulbing has begun, but the onion is not yet mature, the plants are sometimes referred to as summer onions. Additionally, onions may be bred and grown to mature at smaller sizes. Depending on the mature size and the purpose for which the onion is used, these may be referred to as pearl, boiler, or pickler onions, but differ from true pearl onions, which are a different species. Pearl and boiler onions may be cooked as a vegetable rather than as an ingredient, and pickler onions are often preserved in vinegar as a long-lasting relish. Onions are available in fresh, frozen, canned, caramelized, pickled, and chopped forms. The dehydrated product is available as kibbled, sliced, ring, minced, chopped, granulated, and powder forms. Onion powder is a seasoning widely used when the fresh ingredient is not available. It is made from finely ground, dehydrated onions, mainly the pungent varieties of bulb onions, and has a strong odor. Being dehydrated, it has a long shelf life and is available in several varieties: yellow, red, and white. An onion, Allium cepa L., from Latin cepa meaning onion, also known as the bulb onion or common onion, is a vegetable that is the most widely cultivated species of the genus Allium. The shallot is a botanical variety of the onion which was classified as a separate species until 2010. Its close relatives include garlic, scallion, leek, and chive. This genus also contains several other species variously referred to as onions and cultivated for food, such as the Japanese bunching onion, Allium fistulosum, the tree onion, A. Times proliferum, and the Canada onion, Allium canadense. The name wild onion is applied to a number of Allium species, but A. cepa is exclusively known from cultivation. Its ancestral wild original form is not known, although escapes from cultivation have become established in some regions. The onion is most frequently a biennial or a perennial plant, but is usually treated as an annual and harvested in its first growing season. The onion plant has a fan of hollow, bluish-green leaves, and its bulb at the base of the plant begins to swell when a certain day length is reached. The bulbs are composed of shortened, compressed, underground stems surrounded by fleshy modified scale leaves that envelop a central bud at the tip of the stem. In the autumn, or in spring, in the case of overwintering onions, the foliage dies down and the outer layers of the bulb become more dry and brittle. The crop is harvested and dried and the onions are ready for use or storage. The crop is prone to attack by a number of pests and diseases, particularly the onion fly, the onion eelworm, and various fungi which can cause rotting. Some varieties of A. cepa, such as shallots and potato onions, produce multiple bulbs. Onions are cultivated and used around the world. As a food item, they are usually served cooked, as a vegetable or part of a prepared savory dish, but can also be eaten raw or used to make pickles or chutneys. They are pungent when chopped and contain certain chemical substances which may irritate the eyes. The history of ancestral onion species is not well documented. Ancient records of onion use spans Western and Eastern Asia, so the geographic origin of the onion is uncertain. Yet, domestication likely took place in Southwest or Central Asia. Onions have been variously described as having originated in Iran, Western Pakistan and Central Asia. Traces of onions recovered from Bronze Age settlements in China suggest that onions were used as far back as 5000 BC, not only for their flavor, but also for the bulb's durability in storage and transport. Ancient Egyptians revered the onion bulb, viewing its spherical shape and concentric rings as symbols of eternal life. Onions were used in Egyptian burials, as evidenced by onion traces found in the eye sockets of Ramesses IV. Pliny the Elder of the 1st century AD wrote about the use of onions and cabbage in Pompeii. He documented Roman beliefs about the onion's ability to improve ocular ailments, aid in sleep, and heal everything from oral sores and toothaches to dog bites, lumbago, and even dysentery. Archaeologists unearthing Pompeii long after its 79 AD volcanic burial have found gardens resembling those in Pliny's detailed narratives. According to texts collected in the 5th, 6th century AD under the authorial aegis of Apicius, said to have been a gourmet, onions were used in many Roman recipes. In the Age of Discovery, onions were taken to North America by the first European settlers, who found close relatives of the plant such as Allium trichokum readily available and widely used in Native American gastronomy. According to diaries kept by certain first English colonists, the bulb onion was one of the first crops planted by the Pilgrim Fathers.